In the month of May, we're finally getting ourselves some brand new Pokemon in 5-star raids. Yo, what's going on everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day and welcome to today's Pokemon GO video. So we gotta talk about what's coming to Pokemon GO in the month of May. Niantic recently announced what all of the content is going to be. There's going to be a bunch of new Pokemon, specifically Ultra Beasts, that are going to make their debut in 5-star raids. We are also going to be getting some very nice bonuses as well as some in-game events that you will not want to miss out on. The featured Pokemon for the month of May include Shadow Suicune, as well as the two Ultra Beasts Blacephalon and Stakataka. By the looks of it, these Pokemon are going to be quite powerful as Ultra Beasts, and they could potentially be top tier Pokemon within their types. I think Blacephalon has a lot of potential to be a very powerful Pokemon, and Stakataka is likely going to be a top tier Pokemon, maybe for PvP. Let's first talk about 5-star raids. Between May 2nd and May 16, we're gonna have Tapu Fini in raids. And Tapu Fini is going to have its shiny form available, and it's going to have a featured attack, which is going to be called Nature's Madness. This is going to be an 80 power attack in PvP, and it's also going to lower the opposing Pokemon's defense. And then when it comes to gyms and raid battles, it's going to deal 90 damage. Now, appearing in Shadow raids on the weekends during this month, we're gonna have the legendary Shadow Pokemon, Shadow Suicune. This is not necessarily going to be a high priority Shadow Pokemon, considering that out of the legendary beasts, Suicune is the weakest one. Both Entei and Raikou actually saw sizable improvements in their Shadow forms, but Suicune unfortunately is not that much better, so I really wouldn't prioritize this Pokemon unless of course you want it for as a spicy pick in PvP. Now, also coming in 5-star raids during this month, between May 16 and May 23rd, we're going to have the legendary Pokemon Regirock. This is another Pokemon you don't necessarily need to prioritize, unless of course you're trying to build a team for the Ultra League. Aside from that, Regirock sees very little uses outside of the Ultra League, so you do not necessarily have to farm up the candies for this one Pokemon. Now, between May 23rd to June 1st, we're gonna have Blacephalon in raid battles, and it's only going to be available in the Western Hemisphere. And then in the Eastern Hemisphere, we're gonna have Stakataka. So, much like what they do with both Celesteela and Kartana, these Pokemon are going to be locked behind a region. I don't necessarily like that, but it does make sense. They want players to use their remote raid passes. I just kind of wish it was available to everyone, but maybe in the future they're going to rotate these Pokemon and then have the other Pokemon be in your region in a different date. Now, coinciding with these 5-star raids, we are of course going to have rotating Mega Evolution raids. Between May 2nd and May 16, we're going to have Mega Alakazam. And then between May 16 until May 23rd, we're going to have Mega Gyarados. And then between May 23rd to June 1st, we are going to have Mega Pidgeot. All three of these Mega Evolutions are actually quite good, so it's going to be worth your while to farm up Mega Energy for all three of these Mega Evolutions. Now, let's go over all of the different events that are going to be happening in the month of May. Between May 4th and May 5th, we of course have the Go Battle Weekend, and then from May 4th until May 9th, we are going to have Rivals Week. On May 11th, we're going to have Flock Together Research Day, which I'm assuming is going to be a bird-themed research day, and I'm very curious to see how that's going to go. Between May 14 to May 19, we're going to have the Catching Wonders event, and then on May 19, we're of course going to have May Community Day. And then from May 23rd until May 28th, we're going to have Ultra Space Wonders. And then on May 26th, we're going to have an Incense Day. So one thing that I noticed is that there is no raid day in the month of May, which is quite disappointing. I said previously that raid days are some of my most favorite events, but this month it looks like we're not going to have any, which makes me think that in the month of June or the month of July, we're going to have at least one raid day. But we're gonna have to wait and see, because those months are also when Pokemon Go Fest is going to be happening. Now, the raid hours are of course going to coincide with whatever Pokemon is in 5-star raids. On May 1st, we're gonna have a raid hour for Registeel, because that Pokemon is still going to be in 5-star raids. And then 1 week after that on May 8th, and then 1 week after on May 15, we're gonna have Tapu Fini. And then on May 22nd, we're gonna have a raid hour for Regirock. And then on May 29th, we're gonna have one for Blacephalon or Stakataka, depending on your region. Now, let's talk about the spotlight hours. On May 7th, we're gonna have Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee in the spotlight, and there's going to be a 2x transfer candy bonus. This will be a great opportunity for you to get some extra candies for any Pokemon that you're holding on to in your storage, and also when it comes to legendaries, this is a great time to transfer those Pokemon as well. On May 14, we're gonna have Abra in the spotlight, and it's going to have a 2x evolution experience bonus, and then on May 21st, we're gonna have a spotlight hour for the Pokemon LGM with a 2x catch Stardust bonus, and then finally on May 28th, we're gonna have a spotlight hour for Marini with a 2x experience bonus. And then finally, this is a reminder that in the month of May, there's going to be a free special research that's not going to be time limited, that's going to offer you a free Diancie if you did not attend Pokemon Go Fest, so do not forget about that. So yeah, overall, May is looking pretty stacked, but I am a little disappointed that there's not going to be a raid day, especially because with Blastophilon and Stakataka making their debut, it would have been really nice if we had some sort of raid day for those Pokemon. I know we're going to be getting a raid hour for these Pokemon, but that's just not the same as having a whole day of raiding. And I really do think it would have been cool if they introduced these Pokemon through some sort of raid day. In the past, we had an Ultra Beasts raid day, and I think it would have been really cool if we had that this month. Considering that for the Cosmic Wonders event, like I'm assuming it's going to be themed around the Ultra Beasts, it would have been really cool if they had an Ultra Beast event, but that's just my opinion. I know some of you might disagree with me, but I think it would have been a really cool idea. Oh, one more thing I should mention is that the update to AR photography is also coming in the month of May. There's actually a lot of people over in Australia that are playtesting it right now, and the buzz around it seems to be very positive. So you have that to look forward to as well in the month of May. But yeah, with that said, that's going to be it for this video. Now, I would like to know all of your thoughts regarding the month of May down below in the comments. What do you think about the release of both Blastophilon and Stakataka? Are you unhappy that they are going to be region locked, or do you just simply do not care? Let me know those thoughts down below, and let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And also don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. Now I want to give a quick shout out to every single patron on my Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the absolute best way you could do so is by becoming a paid patron on my Patreon. If you do so, you get a permanent spot on my in-game Pokemon Go friends list. So if you want to interact with me in some way within Pokemon Go, like with remote raids or the friendship system, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And if you want to support my channel in a different way, you can do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula, and I'm on the platforms that you see on screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow. Alright, and that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula, be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later. This is like my favorite shirt, and I lost it for like almost 3 years, and I finally found it. It's quite disturbing, actually. If you know, you know.